Welcome into the Broncos Breakdown. I'm Matthew Peterson. I'm not going to BS with you guys. That sucked today. But before we go into that, let me tell you about our presenting sponsor, BetQL. All right, they hook you up with some of the best bets each and every single week. All the information you need is in the comments and the description of this video. Listen, the Broncos, they did not cover this week. That blows. But they covered the last 3 weeks. I'll take 3-1, and I'll take making money over my sports book, which BetQL can help you do. Check them out. chatsports.com/BroncosQL, promo code ChatBroncos. All the information in the comments and the description of this video. Week 4 in the books, and the Ravens rolled into Denver and just destroyed the Broncos 23-7, plain and simple like that. Lamar Jackson was Lamar. This Broncos defense could not slow him down, and the offense was just completely abysmal. I mean, there's no other way around it. Now, Teddy Bridgewater, which we're going to talk about, getting hurt with a concussion in the first half on a BS no call, which was clearly roughing the passer. That's a big detriment. That's going to bring you back ages. But don't let Drew Lock be the scapegoat here. This offense was not moving much, even with Bridgewater, besides one touchdown drive. It was not a good day for the offense. I don't think this result is different if Bridgewater plays all 4 quarters, frankly. It may not be a 23-7 game, but I think the Ravens get on their plane with a smile and the Broncos get in their cars with a frown, because this was going to be the Ravens game pretty much start to finish. I mean, the first quarter was a little back and forth. The Broncos had a great touchdown drive to Noah Fant, but still, Bridgewater going down, that's a big bummer. So let's talk about that. First, let me know, what's your panic level over Bridgewater's injury? Usually I start these scales from 1 to 10. I'm chopping off 1 and 2. It can't be that low, okay? It's got to be 3 to 10. You lose your starting quarterback early in the season, that's automatically going to make the floor a 3. Personally, I'm at a 5 right now. Drew Lock at least has a decent amount of starting experience. I mean, this is not a new face in town, right? This is the second-round pick of 2019. There's optimism right there, but it was clear why Teddy Bridgewater won the starting job in preseason over Drew Lock. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments section. As for Bridgewater, suffered a concussion. Don't have much more than that at the moment in terms of how long he'll be out for. He's going to enter concussion protocol. I suspect he'll be out next week. We'll look at the schedule later on, but I don't think Bridgewater will be playing this upcoming Sunday. So I think Drew Lock is going to get all the first-team reps. And here's his numbers, all right, through 2 quarters basically. It wasn't good. I mean, come on, it wasn't. And he's not solely to blame, though, okay? Threw an interception at the end of the game in garbage time, but it was just punt after punt, all right? This offense had no momentum, really, with Lock or Bridgewater. With Bridgewater, you had a touchdown drive, all right? And you have 3 games of experience to snap back into form and not let one bad half sink the ship. But still, Lock, he had nothing going for this offense. Now, here's the upcoming schedule for the Broncos, all right? They're going to go to Pittsburgh, who stunk it up in Green Bay on Sunday today. Then they're going to take on the Raiders at home. Raider Mitch is next to me. I never have any faith in the Raiders, so don't be too concerned about this game. They're going to lose to the Chargers on Monday night. Count it. And then they're going to go to the Browns on Thursday Night Football. That's going to be tough. So when does Lock return? When does Bridgewater return? Hopefully that Raiders or Browns game. Browns will be on a short week against Thursday Night Football. I'm not going to put the following games after that, like Washington the next Sunday, because I hope it's not that long. But here's what we have with Drew Lock, all right? There are the numbers, 2019 and 2020 stats. 2020, I mean, you guys know how that went last year. It was up and down. A lot of deep shots, a lot of fun, but a lot of lows when those deep shots result in either one of 15 interceptions or most likely didn't fall into receivers' hands with a 57% completion percentage. So, Drew Lock, here's my question for you guys. What will the Broncos' record be with Drew Lock as QB1? Can he keep the ship afloat? Can he go 1-1 if he needs to start 2 games? That's not too much to ask for. And that's a reasonable goal, too. I mean, that is fine. 1-1, you lose against Pittsburgh on the road. You pick up a win against Vegas or vice versa. Either way, hopefully he can go 1-1 and not 0-2 or even 0-3. BetQL, guys, like I mentioned earlier, they have the hookup for you. Here's how it works. They've got tons of computer models, scanning over the entire World Wide Web, finding the best player props, spreads, over-unders, all right? Then they rate them for you from 5 stars to 1, like a high school football recruit, all right? And then with those 5 stars, they give you the insight. They let you guys know what their favorite bets are each and every week. So check them out, all right? Use the promo code CHATBroncos after using the link chatsports.com/BroncosQL. If you don't have a pen and paper handy, no biggie. Everything you need to know is in the comments and the description of this video. Check them out so you can actually make some money, all right? Broncos under hit today. Unfortunately, -1 did not happen for Denver. But, hey, they're 3-1 on the spread. And also, Teddy's the one that always covers. So does it really count if Bridgewater's not out there for 4 quarters? I don't think so. But make sure you check BetQL out. Use that link and that promo code to get that 25% off deal. Now on to injury news. All right, we hit Teddy Bridgewater early on. That's the real bummer. But also the Broncos picked up another loss in this one. Not just the final score, but Patrick Surtain, he goes down with a chest injury late in that game. This is why you didn't trade away any of your cornerbacks before the season, because you've lost CB2 and CB3. Darby's still on IR. Haven't heard back from him in a little bit. Went down after week 1. Surtain, not sure what the severity of the injury is. Most likely the Broncos saw the result, figured not to push it. I'm hoping that's the case. I'm hoping it's nothing more serious. I'm checking Twitter. I'm looking over the press conference notes. Haven't seen any big red flags jump out yet, so keeping our fingers crossed on that one. Now, on the defensive side as well, Von Miller continues to be, frankly, Von Miller. He was the lifeblood of this defense and at least trying to limit Lamar Jackson and this Ravens offense, who at times were picking apart the Broncos secondary. I mean, 316 yards for Lamar. He's not known as a passer if you look at his stats, but he was passing it all over the gridiron today, hooking up with Marquise Brown, who was just out to prove me wrong after my preview video. Sorry about that one. So, keeping it here with you guys in the comment section, grade the Broncos' performance versus Baltimore. Producer Marshall, we're not even supposed to have A or B on as an option, because it's C, D, or F, frankly. There's no way you can have an A. You can't have an A. There's no B. If you're a B, then you're someone's mom on this team, all right? So the ceiling is C. I wouldn't go to F because you had an injury to Bridgewater, so C-, all right? That's passing, okay? I mean, C's get degrees, but C's do not get you wins in the NFL, so that's where I'm at. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. Broncos fans, usually these previews are pretty more jazzed up because Denver was 3-0 the last 3 weeks. Fortunately, I can't smile today much, all right? 23-7, no. But what you can do is subscribe to the Broncos Breakdown so you never miss a recap, so you can get the cold, hard-hitting facts and also be entertained while watching it. So check us out. Subscribe right now if you haven't already. If you have, thank you very much. The MVP today, Sam Martin, the punter. You want to know why? Because he had the busiest day, all right? 10 punts, nearly 500 yards through the air with his right foot. 50-yard average, 2 touchbacks. I've never done punter stats before, but I have to today because every drive for the Broncos either resulted in, 10 punts, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. That's the 12 drives for the Broncos today. So, Martin, you always hope you never see from him. They saw a lot of him today, so he gets to be in the postgame show because that's what happens when you go out in the field 10 times and punt, and you're the team's MVP, honestly. So, congrats, Martin. If there was a game ball to give, you'd get it, and you hopefully will never get a game ball again because that's not your job as a punter. All right, BetQL also has a great deal with our friends over at BetMGM. Here's how it works. When you put $10 in at BetMGM, then you play that $10, 24 hours later, free BetQL subscription, all right? That BetQL subscription is going to give you inside bet. It's going to give you the latest projections. It's going to give you inside information so you can actually have some intelligence behind your bets, all right? Personally today, kind of stunk it up, all right? Thanks a lot, Tennessee Titans. But don't do that when you have BetQL. Check them out and check BetMGM out. All the information, like I said, in the comments and the description of this video. Chatsports.com/BroncosMGM. Play $10 after you deposit. Get a free BetQL subscription. Check them out, BetMGM. I got to do some hand-up time. I talked a lot of shit about Marquise Brown. That backfired. That was not pretty because he burned Kareem Jackson and he torched this Broncos secondary en route to 91 yards and a score. Yeah, and then he did the like, I can't drop it after the touchdown celebration to really show off. You know what? You still nearly cost your team a game a week ago in Detroit, so not too upset, but also, yeah, sorry about that one. Hand up. Probably should have toned it down on Marquise Brown. Smack Talk didn't realize he would make this week his revenge game, hoping it'd be next week and he would just kind of slide by Denver. Not the case. So, yeah, hand up time. Probably like 50% responsible. 50% me, 50% Kareem Jackson. The rest, I mean, yeah, that's where it comes down to us two right there. So, what I want to know, though, as we wrap up this video, does this loss drastically change your outlook on the Broncos? All right. Unfortunately, a lot of critics were saying, hey, the Broncos haven't played anyone. Of course, they're 3-0. And they looked kind of right to them. That's a fact. Okay, now that doesn't mean they're going to be right the whole season. But what I want to know is, does this drastically change it for you? Why for yes and for no? I'm still in the no category. It's 1 week, and you played what looks to be like a very competitive Ravens team, as always. You lost your starting quarterback in the first half. Shit hit the fan. That's life. That's the NFL for you. Let me know what you're thinking, though, down below.